Now, fellow viewers, if you're just joining us, it's the Pan-African Debate on Afrique Media, and as you all know, this program is an interactive one. You can join us using the numbers on the screen to participate on today's program. Tell us what you think about going back to school in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Mr. Abdul, over to you.
All right, okay, yeah. Starting with Brother Joe, he gave a long sermon, just that sermon constitutes two fallacies: appeal to ignorance and false dilemma. You can't say you want independence and you want education at the same time. You're fighting for independence against an occupier, and you want children to go to school. You want everything to be normal, and then you want to. No, see, it's fumbling a bit. Coming back to Senior Barrister Achu, he made plenty statements that require reply. To begin with, he said Southern Cameroon has never been colonized. I don't know where Barrister is coming with this. To begin with, we're talking about the British Ambers Bay colony. Victoria was named by the British. They predate the Germans. And even when we were jointly administered with Nigeria, what was it? What is a trustee territory? What is a territory? We're just playing with etymology here, root word. It's a colony. Did we have once you don't have your independence, you are someone's colony. So even when we pulled out and were self-governing, the British still supervised us. Nobody can want. Ethiopia, for example, has never been a colony because nobody gave them independence. Once you're seeking for independence, it means someone colonized you. You lost your territory, your people, and your boundaries. It makes you a colony to someone. Now, so I think we should get that very clear. I don't think you want independence if you were never colonized in the first place. And then calling people, I think Barrister pulled a very long one there. Calling people who took up catapults to machetes and arms to defend their people, socks, I think is pretty much a big statement. On the 22nd of September 2017, Southern Cameroonians were on the street. Forget about even 2016 when lawyers came out and all this. They were on the street with peace plans. Doctor was still in Bamenda then. With peace plans, how many were killed? On the 1st of October, with peace plans, how many were killed before they decided to defend themselves? And then you call them thugs, Barrister. I think you need to think about those words. And let's not forget La République du Cameroon, in all fairness, is an occupying force. Whatever they are claiming on the British Southern Cameroon is totally illegal. So I thought Barrister would talk about legality, but he talked about legitimacy. And on the contrary, the people of Southern Cameroon are legitimate. On the contrary, those people you call thugs are more legitimate in the eyes of the locals than the military, because where are the people running to the bushes? To meet who? To meet the fighters. They are not running to barracks and police stations. So we talk of legitimacy, which is about acceptance. I think these people have accepted their brothers more. And then talking about my brothers and sisters in the diasporas, more than 2 million and out of 2 million, more than 1,300,000 are highly literate, working in high places. America is not stupid. They have not come to attack La République du Cameroon. Osama bin Laden, if he ever exists, left Afghanistan to attack the USA. Southern Cameroonians have not left Southern Cameroon to attack La République du Cameroon. So America has no need. And Nagy was very clear on that if they are against any international law or the law of USA, they are going to be tried. They know, the French brought the word terrorism under Jacobin, during the French Revolution. So they know who a terrorist really is. This is why it's defined clearly as this in modern espionage. It is called terrorism is the violence of the weak. War is the violence of the poor. Just like violence itself is the tool that is being used against the weak. So I think while you call them terrorists, some people call them freedom fighters. And one of those people would be me. So when we go to history, does La République du Cameroon have any right over Southern Cameroon? The answer is no. That is the legal matter. And I challenge, let the debate come. And Barrister also said Federalists have not took up guns. No. All Southern Cameroonians, all of them, were Federalists until 1972, when La République du Cameroon packed out of federalism. So everyone you claim today is an independentist who took up arms has one been a federalist. Dr. Fontaine is there. So federalists really, why haven't they taken up arms? Because they were locked up. Their voice resurfaced in 2018. None of them could speak after January 17, 2017, when Bala was locked. None of them could speak. It took blood of those today you call thugs. It took withstanding. It took diplomacy for federalists again to resurface some 1 year later to start talking. So anybody who has wanted independence, people like George Washington, he's the godfather of all presidents of America. Of America today, he stood against the Britishers. Nelson Mandela, he too stood against apartheid. Nelson Mandela was the #1 terrorist in the eyes of the West till 2010. For the same things he did, he earned the name terrorist. For the same thing he did, not that he changed jobs, he earned Nobel Prize for Peace, and he was the first black president of South Africa. So you can see, Barrister, when you think they are terrorists, the West simply thinks they are freedom fighters. This is why Switzerland, Germany, and Canada say mediate. You don't mediate between one person, you mediate between two entities or two people. Barrister should be teaching me that legally. This means they have recognized that Southern Cameroon is a country on its own. La République is a country, so they want to sit in between them. What is the case? And that is what we should really be talking about right here, right now, if you're serious. People are dying, we should be talking about this root cause. Doctor would tell me that when you want to treat malaria, for example, you don't go to headache, to fever, to loss of appetite. You're wasting your time. You take the specimens, blood or whatever, put it to the lab, identify the parasite, and then kill the parasite. That is how you treat things. So all these things, children are not going to school today, marginalization, erosion of law system and educational system, those are symptoms. The parasite is Resolution 1608 in particular, and Resolution 1514, which clearly states that at independence, the instruments of governance be given back to the people. England did not do, they gave it to Aijo. And Ndele challenged it the first day. People have challenged it, and today it has escalated. The children are saying, we know these things, and if you think we are not, again I come back, we are fighting today. We didn't start the fight, by the way, but we're fighting to talk. We're not talking to fight. So we're fighting. Come and talk. Come and tell us we are lying. Tell us that we were not self-governing and we didn't meet you with 3 different governments elected. One of the few in Africa. Self-elected. The first in Africa. 3 different governments. You still have one till today. Andre Maribida, Aijo, Bia, all appointed. People joined you freely. And we came with things, with stops. What did you bring? Nothing. Marketing board, Victoria Deep Sea Port, Tico Airport, Santa Coco. We came in with all these things. You take it away, and then and now you kill us, and then you behave as if we don't want education. No. I say this is not fair. This is not thinking historically, and I'm sure that Barrister will be able to correct me, and I'll stand corrected on the points I've made about the things he said.
Okay, thank you, and I'm going to come back to you, Barrister Archie Julius, for a reaction.